Pull up, baby, pull up. Everyone take a seat. Because I've seen this trailer already, but it would be sacrilege as what the direction that I want to go with this channel is to just cover games that are dope. If it's a gacha, if it's a, you know, Switch game, PlayStation, Xbox, psych, we'll never get that console. This game has been popping up everywhere, and I thought, you know, if my core group of followers, listeners, whatever the heck you want to call yourselves, I call you guys the Kashino crew if you didn't know, double K in the building. But if you guys didn't know, like, I just wanted to show this to you, just in case you're not aware that it exists. You should definitely know, because you know sometimes you don't in this, because this is it's very similar to Genshin, this game, and it's definitely the birth. And we've talked about this when I said, is Genshin the best gacha game, mobile game that they have? When it comes down to a game being the best, you have to think that some people are going to copy it to a certain degree, because why would you not do that? It just makes sense. You take a really good thing, and Genshin has no IP behind it, you know, it's nothing. So they could technically take the Genshin impact and then put a lot of stuff behind it. And I know that they've been technically doing that. I saw another game that I forgot the name of it, that they have very, you know, open world, run around, traverse the world kind of thing. But what happens once they take a strong ass IP and put it in the Genshin system? And I think that this is the first one that I've seen that passed my radar, that it was super crazy to see what they're doing, because all they have to do is add one or two things outside of the IP, and it's gonna make it very unique for them. And Genshin can't like copyright them or anything like that, you know, because Genshin, you know, Breath of the Wild is gonna take them like, hey, you know what, let's get we want to go copyright, we go copyright. This is, I had to find this from PS 360 HD. I think he usually uploads a bunch of trailers. I couldn't find exactly where the original trailer was, and I kind of gave up looking. So we're gonna watch it off his channel, and this thing is a crazy, insane 7 Deadly Sins Origins. So I always get a little afraid of Origins, because I feel like it's like the Dragon Ball effect when they make you play like the beginning part 18,000 times in a row. But if this is similar to Genshin, they could actually do that, but then constantly just keep upgrading this one game, and we all know the storyline. Actually, I have to watch, I think, the second or third season. It's fully advanced to the 7 Deadly Sins, and then you already know the story, so you already know what to look for. And also that makes me a little bit more confident in when I see a game like this, because they already know what to do. All they have to do is animate it and put it into the system, and then make sure that the resource grinds are good, because the story's already there. I think that when that's the thing, and everyone knows that's the thing, you don't really have to worry too much about, you know, is the story though, how's the lore of the game, even though not that many people pay attention to it. But then you're also bringing in people that want to relive it with that system. You also bring in people that don't know it and want to find out, because everyone's telling them it's a good game. 7 Deadly Sins is not a slouch of a game. Sorry, not a slouch of an anime. Let's look at this trailer and you guys see for yourself and know that I'm not bugging when it comes to this thing. This thing looks nuts. Copyright me, daddy. I'm letting it run. Now, certain stuff I feel like is pure cinematic. Ooh, damn, you loud. Hold on. Run that back. Like, that's gameplay, obviously. You can see the guy in the back. What are they called again? I forgot. Look at this guy. That's so cool to see him come out from the thing. Swimming. This part seems a little wonky, him swimming up to the treasure chest. I feel like that's a loaded animation, like a loaded cutscene. This is fighting. Now, I'm gonna run that back in a second. Like supers. This was the cool part, right? Like they comboed, and that was a thing that they actually had in the 7 Deadly Sins other mobile game. This is them showing off the Genshin type. King going to fight that guy. I forgot his name. I feel so bad. This is something that I don't think Genshin actually does have, which is unique. You know, utilize one of the other Deadly Sins to utilize other things. And then this goes into a cutscene. This is obviously, every time you climb a mountain, that's probably not going to happen. And then they get you the screenshot. And it's from Netmarble. And I like Netmarble overall. So one thing that I did want to showcase, I want to see, was this actual fight scene here. Now, it could be that the dodging is stiff. That could be a thing, right? Or they can have it that it's locked into a system where you do left-right dodges. Now, I don't know if this confirmed, but just look at this for a second, right? It just seemed a little... like that back step, seeing like there's a forward spot, and then there's a back spot. There's a left and a right to dodge. Because this thing on the floor, see, you see that he's leaving this fire. It could just be that this fire here is just happened to be directing this towards this character, and then she just dodges to the side, right? That just seemed like a little, I don't know how to, what I would technically call it, like robotic, I guess. It just seems like systematic, like you're going into the next lane, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Like there's a lane, there's characters that can attack from far away, and then there's characters that have to go deep, like go forward, but it's locked into a system, and it's like, it's an engaged system once a battle actually starts. Probably maybe with these big guys, maybe the smaller enemies that we saw earlier don't actually follow that system. You know, you see how she went and attacked. He's loaded, locked on him. He dodged to the side. Didn't take damage there. Uses a super. Cause look, I mean, like you see how like they're all distinctly like in a certain area. Like when you were to see Genshin, right? Like they're all like fighting, like kind of next to each other, on top of each other, probably like clipping into each other's bodies and animations. So I wonder if that's the thing. Also, this is like a, I don't know if that's, it looks like it is, right? Like the electricity fuses with the tornado. That's a big thing in Seven Deadly Sins. So I wonder if that's a combo thing, which they technically, obviously Genshin is about combos and things of that nature. But I don't know if they're going to do it for everything. Like how Genshin was like constantly switching between characters. Water into this makes this, and this into this. And that's why I think Seven Deadly Sins does synergize really good. It's not just them forcing it down your throat. You know, oil and fire. You have an oil character. The fire, like, you know, it's not forcing it if they do Seven Deadly Sins. Now, keep in mind, like when it was back here in this part of it, right? Let's see if it still has that static. I'm doing this for my own reference as well. Does it still have that static formation kind of thing? Yeah, it does. But see, you see how wide that attack was? Maybe not so much, because that was a really wide attack. And it's kind of hard trying to think about like when it comes down to this, but it does seem like he was having, like, the way he walked forward seemed a little weird, right? See how he's walking forward? It's like it looks like he couldn't go to the left. You say, am I bugging? YFO's in the comment section below. I'm honest. I'm not trying to say whether it's a bad or good thing, by the way. I think it's perfectly fine if it's like that, but it could seem a little bit limiting, but it could actually refine the battle. You know, like it could make it harder or easier to do certain things, but I do think that that's what's going on here. I don't know. And then this little aspect. Yeah, but that looks free. Then that looks kind of freeform, right? Doesn't that look kind of freeform? I don't know. I'm very deeply curious. Or maybe you can run around in a circle if you're close to him. Don't know. But that looked like a certain fire. Or maybe that's a Vita thing. Maybe this is a boss encounter. So it's dealt with a little bit there. I think that they shouldn't have made it like so rigid or whatever like that. I think that's kind of made it weird. Everything else about it seems fine. This whole gathering thing seems a little weird, because Elizabeth, I don't know if that's just the animation when you're doing that Hawk just pops up and you just give him stuff when you're gathering, so you don't have to carry it. This looks really cool because he's jumping off something and he's chasing down one of the, what are they called, bro? It's killing me. They're the Deadly Sins. And the other ones are the commandments. There we go, the commandments. He's chasing one of them. Actually, he looks like he's chasing a demon, the red demon. And this is also a cool thing too. I don't think Genshin has this. Like you can summon a character that will give you some type of ease access to something else. So Diane comes out, helps him do that, so he doesn't actually have to float around. Then he still has to use this gauge to actually climb. So I think overall it's pretty good, and even more specifically, it really suits Genshin because Genshin technically has set characters. Like I think eventually Genshin allowed you to use the evil people, or you know, anyone that was on the other side of the spectrum. So I think that is, you can use, like, you can have the original Seven Deadly Sins, right? And then eventually you can use the commandment characters as well, right? I think that should be a thing, that, you know, it shouldn't be like, you know, you can't use them or something like that, but you just let it rock. You know, it also allows you to have more characters, because if you only have it that there's only 7 characters in the game, I think the game dies. You know, especially because some people might like the villain, you know, and I feel like some games for some reason overlook that. Like people might want to play a villain character, they don't always want to play the good guy. So I think this game has a lot of potential, especially because, again, it's based off an anime. It's based off of worlds and stuff that already exists. You don't have to make too much up. You just have to make the animations up. You do have to make, you know, certain little other things, but the groundwork, the blueprint is there. So I think that Netmarble could knock it out of the park. And if I'm not mistaken, Netmarble also is the one that had the other gacha game. What is it, Grand Cross, I think it's called? I think that's Netmarble as well. So they might even have some assets from that game that they probably could put directly into this game as like a head start. So YFOs in the comment section below, let me know how you feel about 7 Deadly Sins Origins. M.F.O is going to be that. I think it looks phenomenal, regardless of the thing I was trying to figure out about the front and back. I think it's phenomenal, and I think that the world, the mechanics of Genshin actually suit the game really well. And I think that, you know, Genshin does have some competition if this game comes out not laggy. I don't think it's also said what platforms is going to be out. Netmarble, I don't know if they've ever released anything on consoles or something like that. I personally would prefer to play it on PS5 or something like that. I would prefer that instead of playing it on PC. But I also have a Bluetooth dongle, so I can play it on my PC just fine with a controller. And you know, just saying, you know, maybe I'll be that content creator. You never know. You know. That's all up to you guys. If you guys like, comment, subscribe. You guys want to see the channel grow, and let me know if there's any other bangers that I missed while the snow was falling too much. You know, let me know. You know, maybe if there was another game that I missed that came out or something that you are interested in seeing me play, let me know. Until then, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.